Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified lifestyle coach, here to help you. Now, when this is being recorded, we're in the middle of a pretty big southeastern storm. It goes from Texas to probably New York. But here, I want to just give you a little insight. Most are distracted. When you focus, magical things happen. Plenty of distractions, whether it's TV, whether it's scrolling, whether it's weather. Now, I will make an exception to that because if electricity's out, that's a whole different story. You wouldn't be hearing this. But if you have the basics and you can eliminate distractions, what I'm going to share with you will make more sense. So if you need to generate demand, which we're going to talk about, demand is everything. If you don't have demand for your product or service, you have a hobby or a business that's going to go out of business soon because the world's changing rapidly. And you have to lean into how do I create demand? I'm going to give you some ideas, and you can always join our freedom community where you're going to, for free, be able to understand it. You're going to get $400 worth of value. My two most popular courses, High Performance Habits Mastery and Freedom Through Journaling. Okay, both of them have changed my life and the way I live each day. And we'll get into it in just a second. And I'm going to share with you my mentor, the person that certified me as a high performance coach, Brendon Bouchard. So this is a combination of our freedoms, what we're helping you with, which is generating demand. Because if you generate demand, you create cash flow. Cash flow has thriving communities. You want to be around like-minded people on the same journey as you, so you can support, challenge, have that accountability be built in. And in our community, I'm going to coach you. I'm going to coach you along the way. So when you decide that now's the time to invest in yourself, there's an option. But until then, I want you to start the journey. Start the journey. Find out, how can you create demand? How can I generate the leads that create the cash flow and give you a thriving community? Okay, let me go to this slide. Okay, we talk about, let me make it a little bit bigger. Time freedom, wealth freedom, location, creative freedom. That's what I've been able to lean into. That's your superpower. When you're doing more of your superpower, the wind's behind your sails. You are loving what you do. Now, I'm ADHD and dyslexic. Till I learn the skills to embrace it, to use it as my superpower, it wasn't. It threw me into depression, threw me into some dark places. And with that, that's not going to honor your future self. So by discovering and creating your superpower, by understanding it, and you only do it by learning and growing you. And the last is health, which is so critical because if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And then the last one is travel freedom. Don't wait till you're 65 until you want to travel. Travel now, but build up your business so you can generate the leads, create the cash flow, and build thriving communities. All right, let's get started. Now I'm going to put this up on the bottom so you can go to pkane.me/score. And let me take this off. Okay, add this. All right, hold on here. I'm almost there because I want to make it big enough for you to enjoy. The road to freedom starts here. Mastering the internal game to build external success. What do I mean by that? The hard truth about your next level, whatever it took, whatever it took to get here is going to take again to go to the next level. So you don't just arrive and then that's it. You keep growing, you keep challenging, you keep going to the next level because you got to envision your future self. What do I want? If not, you're sitting there watching the weather all day and you're distracted instead of doing what's going to honor your future self. Yeah, I could be watching the weather. What am I going to do about it? I had a lady, I was saying, get ready, it's coming. She goes, don't say that. I said, why? Do you think I have control of the weather? Absolutely, positively not. Doesn't matter what I think. The weather's coming regardless. But my point is, there's plenty of distractions. Plenty. 4 hours of TV, 2.5 hours of TikTok videos. Plenty of distraction. You're consuming other people's lives. Create your life. And creating your life takes having a future self. Discipline happens when you have a bigger future self, when you see a bigger future. I go to the gym every day. But when I do, I've built up habits. I know what I'm going to listen to. That's my meditation time when I'm on the bike. And even the equipment, I'm closing my eyes and focusing on what I'm learning. And I have purposeful learning. It's different than just consuming a bunch of information. Brendon Bouchard, Daniel Priestley, those are two people that I listen to a lot of their content. I don't listen to 25 people and just kind of hit the shotgun approach. It's very focused, very focused. And this content is from the framework that Brendon Bouchard taught us. So I'm just putting it in my words, and our community of freedom builders, time, health, wealth, location, creative, and travel. Those 6 freedoms we work on together. I coach on those 6. I coach on the high performance habits mastery framework. Clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Brendon's book, High Performance Habits, bestseller, a book you would want to get if you want to master the habits that make the most difference in your life and your future life. So the content, you possess skills, success, and capabilities, but you've hit a ceiling. You're stuck. To accelerate, you must develop those traits further. I mean, you got to keep improving. We use Growth Day as our engine to our rocket. Every day I listen to Brendon. Every day he coaches me. Every day I do the 5 to Thrive. Why? It's the habits that we establish that's going to honor our future self. So when you want a brighter future for yourself, you have to do the things that drive you forward. Willpower never works, because if you're depending on willpower, you're going to be one frustrated person. When I go to the gym, I know what I'm going to do. I can go anytime during the day. I use it to take energy breaks, meaning I know when I go there, I'm generating energy and I'm getting focused. So I get up early, 3:34. I have 3 5-hour days. So I do chunks of of my day is broken up. So I get the brain flow, the flow that's so important to have the energy, to have the time freedom. A gentleman, a good friend, asked me to go to lunch last minute the day of. I texted 6 people, say, hey, we're having lunch at Brendon, so you care to join us? And 4 out of 5, I'm too busy, got too much going on. This is Friday. I have white space on my schedule, meaning if a priority comes that's higher than what I have, I can just go do it. So I did it. And it was a wonderful lunch. Now, if I was in the busy mode, or we call the busy bus, I would have said, I don't have time. I got too much going on. I can't get away. Now, there's always certain things that your priorities, because you have set them, not because you're busy, but you're busy doing the things that will honor your future self, that will give you the skills. You have a plan. So when we set up our plans for our community, we want to make sure you have that white space, because relationships matter. Relationships matter. You don't want to be getting to the end of your life and you got 1, 2 friends. If that's the case, you haven't done it right. You haven't leaned into the relationships. You were focused on the wrong things. And when that happens, the results will speak for that. Okay, the trap and the shift. Thinking past effort guarantees future ease. The shift, do not be surprised when you knock on a bigger door of opportunity, and work is who answers. Hey, look, it's hard work. Being an entrepreneur is hard work. You're not guaranteed a paycheck. And even if you're working for somebody else, have the mindset that you're creating value, and that if you don't create value, they don't pay you on Friday. So if you think that versus just drifting, well, I'm going to get a paycheck anyway, I don't need to do that extra stuff. It's not that important. It is, because I know there's a saying, and I don't know the exact saying, 1,000 cuts, something like that, or just you're gradually taking stuff from yourself, and you're not honoring that self that does his or her best, excellence, exceeding expectation, knowing where you're going, having that clarity, that energy, that courage, productivity, and influence. And when we talk about influence, we want you to also have global influence. What does your digital profile look like? A lot of people focus on their local. That may be 140 people that know, like, and trust. That's your local sandbox. However, there's a global sandbox. That's 1 billion people that don't know you yet. So you want to increase your demand? Play in the global sandbox. And you can do that no matter what you're doing, because your story, your skills, what you've done in your life is valuable if you package it right and you have the right system. Okay, let's go on. Architecture of your growth. All right, the architecture of your growth. If we stay in that comfort zone, status quo, we don't grow. We have to disrupt it. Let's just say something happens. I'll give you my story. 4 years ago, almost to the day, coming up, have a major stroke, lose the left side. Did I see it coming? No. Was I doing the things that would prevent it? Probably not. Had a digital marketing small agency, 4 part-times, 1 sort of full-time. When I had the stroke, business is gone. They didn't know what to do because everything was went through me. I didn't have systems. I didn't have processes, but it was a disrupting. The income stopped because I didn't have those systems. Now, it was a major disruptor. The dragon came in and grabbed me and took my left side. I have to adjust. I was an avid golfer 4 or 5 times a week. I ran. I don't do either. Do I play golf? Every once in a while, and I can only manage 9 holes versus playing 18. Being able to play and walk and be able to exercise that strategy, that skill I love to do. It was kind of a release. Now my release is podcasting and journaling. I don't have the ability to run, even walk around the block is mentally straining because I have to think about every step. The minute I stop thinking, I faceplant. So it's not fun to walk around the block. However, it is to go to the gym and pedal for 30 minutes. I hit my target heart zone, whatever you call that, hit my heart, whatever, you know what I mean. Target, it was something, heart zone or something like that. Targeted zone, something. I don't know. It's a zone where I'm pedaling faster and I can check the heart rate on the bike. But when I'm doing that, I'm closing my eyes and I'm focusing on what is being said. So I'm not entertaining myself. I'm educating myself. I'm learning specific skills. But that disruptor happened. Can't go back. Can't change it. All I can do is affect how I'm going to react to it. Never really journaled much at all in my 64 years. Sometimes I would when I was in dark places. They say, hey, you got to have a gratitude journal. Yes, you do, but you got to do it regularly. Can't just do it and think that one time's going to click. It's consistency. I do it every day. I've done 17 journals. That's why I want to give you journaling for personal freedom. It has freed me. My creativity, my thinking, my focus, my energy, the courage, the productivity, all are as a result of being consistent with my journaling. Filling these journals up. This is my small one. This is my major planner by Brendon Bouchard that helps me really prioritize better, helps me to think, helps me to plan the day so I know specifically what I'm going to do. I'm just not getting distracted and drift because I don't have a plan for that day. Courageous action. Yeah, the courageous action in the stroke is, okay, you've survived. You're alive. Now you got a new life. Now you got half a body. And let me tell you, when you got half a body gone, it affects the other side too. There's a lot of things that don't work properly because half of it's out. Had to learn to talk, to eat, to shower, to go to the bathroom, everything. And journaling helped all that process, get my thoughts out of my mind through talking through writing on paper. Now my memory is 10 times better. My clarity is 100 times better. Everything is better because I went off of drugs, legal drugs, but I did Adderall. I don't do that anymore. But I had to rewire my brain. It was mush. Being on that drug for so long affects you. I'm not saying you have to decide what that looks like. But what I discovered was I could do it. I discovered that through my skills, through my focus, rewiring my brain, I could live without it. And it did, and it worked. The next, mission complete, the resolution. You have to have a bigger why for yourself. What does your future self look like? What is that? What does it look like? If you don't know, then how are you going to make decisions to honor that future self? That's why I can go to the gym 6 days a week. I'm at PT and OT the other day. So every single day, I'm at the gym every single day. Now, a lot of people can take your 10,000 steps, and which is good. My 10,000 steps is at the gym because I got a bike versus walk. Okay. The dragon has ascended. That's the chaos. Your left side's gone. You got to figure out how to operate with half a body. You got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to walk. You got to learn how to shower, go to the bathroom, all the things that you got to learn how to walk without falling down, without face planting. And that's a daily thing. 4 years later, working on it, pulling that leg up, thinking about every step I take because I have to rewire that brain. How long does it take? I have no idea. Every brain injury is different. You start out, I would always ask them, hey, how long will it be before I play golf? Don't know. How long will it be until I do this? Don't know. And when I really got asking people who've been through it, longer than you think. A gentleman, I did play one-handed for a little bit, and I just couldn't. I would rather do something else than one-handed. So I got to talk with this person, and he said 8 years, because it's the stamina you're building back up. You're rewiring your brain. You're rewiring your energy because your brain, half your brain has been affected. So the reality disruption is increasing. It is not an era. It's part of expansion. Order and chaos exists simultaneously. The goal, success isn't about eliminating chaos. It's about finding your center amidst it. My center was journaling and podcasting. I got a chance to learn, to have wonderful guests on, to build those relationships with those people because I couldn't go out like normal. I brought them to me and I brought them on my show. So it was a win-win-win-win. I get to share their story. I get to learn about them. I get to ask the questions and really get an asset created. 400 plus podcasts later, if you search my name, Pete Kane, put podcast or podcast Pete, you'll see five pages of Google, and we're just getting started. So I created those assets. When I was at the digital market, I said, if you had 2 of the 5 places on the first page of Google, you were golden. Not anymore. Not anymore. They don't even go into your website. If you don't have it front and center, if you don't have your information out there, people won't go through the trouble to know, like, and trust you. So you have to put your information out there. You have to create a digital profile that will allow people to go on a journey with you. People buy from people. They don't buy from companies. They buy from people. Look at Nike. They have individuals, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Roger Federer. I'm trying to think, Caitlin Clark. I don't know if she's Nike or some other, but people buy from people. So you got to build your digital profile around yourself. Shine out so people can shine in. And when people shine in, they go on a journey with you. We call Daniel Priestley 7-11-4. People have to consume up to 7 hours of you. They have to make 11 buying signals or interest signals. And they have to see you on four different platforms: a book, a workshop, a podcast, a LinkedIn post. Anything that's different, then the brain just shifts to know, like, and trust. And it's happened with everybody that I go through on the 7-11-4. I'm always looking for people that have that, like Mark Moss in the Bitcoin community, like Herbert in the Tesla community. There's a couple people that I'm interested in, and that's who I go to. I don't just listen to everybody out there. There's too much information. Your brain will explode. You don't want that. 5 tools to slay the dragon of chaos. High performance self-coaching practice to navigate the storm. You got to first find your center. The spirit. Lean into your spirit. Lean in. It's beyond you. It's not about you. There's a grander purpose out there, and you have to lean into it. The shot is getting focused, get clear. The action. You can dream, but if there's no action to it, and you got to expand, keep expanding your dream, because that's your future self. You have to have the skills to meet that. A lot of times we go to a certain level and our skills has a ceiling to it. And in the local level, if you're working on your local business and you have 140 people that know, like, and trust you, that's a smaller sandbox than the global one, where there's over 1 billion people who don't know you yet. So you got to take action. And in our case, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and join our community. Receive our gifts, $400, High Performance Habits Mastery course, 12 sessions. That's my gift to you. That's $300. And then the Journaling for Personal Freedom is a $97 course. So you get $400 worth of free courses for just joining a freedom community. Because the next one, community, if you're going to build a business, you've got to have a thriving community. Raving fans, people that can share their success, feel safe. Because a lot of times we say this to family and friends, you can't do it. Why? You've never done that before. And if you listen to them, you'll be discouraged. If you listen to freedom builders and you're in a community and they're all striving to have a brighter future, to learn the skills needed to have that brighter future, then you'll be challenged, you'll be encouraged, you'll have accountability, all in the school community. To navigate disruption and reach the next level of freedom, you must master your internal personal growth. Matters. That's why I lean into Growth Day every single day for 2 years, 5 to Thrive. Every single day I get coached by Brendon Bouchard and a related coach and teacher. Ask me thought-provoking questions. Puts a list of things that are my priorities for the day. I journal in there too. Different types of journal, weekly, monthly, daily, morning, evening. You can do it as much as you need. The tools are there to improve your skills, to work on yourself, to grow, because your business will not grow beyond your personal growth. Okay. Recalibrate and center. You're not doing this enough. Proactive, not reactive. What's a proactive move? In the morning, my routine is I drink water, I hydrate, I drink, I think, I read, I plan, and I implement. So I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm proactively igniting my day versus we fall into, let me check the email. Let me check other people's priorities. Let me scroll social media and see what's going on. Let me see what other people are doing. You're consuming other people's lives instead of creating your life. So being proactive is creating your life. Place yourself in peace through the day, even without conflict. Tactical example, the release meditation. I do it. I close my eyes. I take breaks every hour. I get up. I focus. I release. I close my eyes. Recharging my brain, recharging my energy, and then I go at it for another 50 minutes. Every day. Do I do this every single day perfectly? No. We don't. But we have to strive to get better. Because if you're fatigued and you don't have the energy, it might be that you're just trying to grind through the day. That will never work. You have to understand focus, clarity. Focus for 50 minutes. Take a break. Meditate. Release. There's plenty of information out there on Brendon's system of the release meditation. Like I go to the gym. That half hour is my meditation. Now, I used to go early, but now I've shifted it. I can go anytime. When I know I need to recharge the batteries and I need that half hour to really recalibrate, meditate, and provide that body with a system, I will always do the bike, but then I have other pieces of equipment that I use each week to help with different things that I'm working on. But that's a system, a process of making sure I recharge my brain, my body, and I'm able to generate a higher level of energy. So getting up 3:30 and 4, I may go to the gym at 3:30 and 4. So it's been 12 hours, but then I recharge. And then I have the last 5 hours, which I do a bunch of things, reading, do some research, planning for the next day, do some things that will be best for that time of the day. My creative time and my content creation time is now in the morning. I can podcast anytime because it energizes me. So I do some in the afternoon because I get energized talking to people, asking those questions, being curious, sharing your story on the podcast. Because every single podcast we do, I invite you to join our school community so you can be around other people. I had a person on a holistic brain health. Introduce her, Christine, to Jay, who's holistic living. He's more on the supplement side because he's worked in that industry for 40 years. He's interested and has a skill in holistic living. So you put the mind, and he's neurodiverse, like myself, put that person with each other so they could be on each other's podcast. So the tactical example, let me see, hourly. I know he does the quick gong, something I use breath work and stretching. And I do every 60 to 90 minutes, release that tension and reset. I used to have 2 monitors and a bunch of tabs open, 1 monitor and minimal tabs, maybe 2. So I can focus, keep my brain focused. Reading is focusing. Journaling is focusing. So those are the activities I use to get greater clarity and focus. connection to the spirit, transcend the self, access something higher and outside your ego to gain a sense of awe, perspective, and purpose. Part of my meditation is praying. That's mine. What is yours? But if it's all about yourself, you won't make it to first base. It's got to be beyond yourself. You need a mission, a blessing that exists outside your immediate stress. Call the shots. I'm not sure here. The distraction, risk, trap versus intentional. Definition: declare the next right action of integrity. Verbalize the play before you run it. Not every play is a touchdown, but every play must be forward. I always self-talk. So my conversations very rarely is it the first time I've said it, because I just rehearsed, talk. If you're not talking to yourself, you should, because you can gain a lot of insight and knowledge, getting it out of your head, hearing it. Now, sometimes it's a little weird to hear around people and you're talking to yourself. I don't do that as much as I do it inside. So I'm always talking to myself. The first time I meet you is never the first time I've said something. I've said the same thing. What's up, brother? And just have a certain way of just starting the conversation with people. And then I like to ask people. I love to hear and talk and be curious about your story. It fires me up to learn that, to be present and listen to every word a person says, not only on the podcast, in a conversation. You end up having more meaningful conversations, which brings a higher level of your relationship, higher level of your freedom. We'll all strive for it. We don't always have the process to support it. The action: don't have 500 tabs open. Yeah, exactly. You don't need 6 monitors and 25 tabs. Before the next hour begins, command yourself, this is the play I'm about to make. That's why right now there's only 2 tabs open. This one with this presentation and my StreamYard. That's it. There's no more. And that helps me focus, helps me have clarity. Courage action. When you are confused, uncertain, or the dragon looks scary, move. Work is who answers the door. What do they say? Movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. Keep moving. When we sit in a chair, the average person dies 2 years after they retire. Why? They stop learning. They stop moving. They stop growing. And the ability to have that aliveness just starts to go down. Then their health and everything, their mental goes down. You want to lean into it. Keep growing. Keep learning. Having another purpose. If your purpose you retired from, you got to gain another one, like my friend Jeff Alley. Repack your bag. Repack your bag. And do something purposeful. Change it completely. The brain loves it. The brain loves change. And that's why if you put your brain on autopilot, I always try to go different directions to things to challenge my brain to think. I don't want to just, although I love Teslas, I love self-driving because I can think more clearly. I can look around, take in, not be so focused I can't relax. I relax when I drive, self-driving. Rented a cyber truck a week ago. Most incredible experience. My granddaughter took her to cooking class in Paulding County. In the middle of nowhere. Alabama. It's almost in Alabama. If I didn't have a Cybertruck, it would have been, I wouldn't have been able to do it, because light and darkness at night is not, that's not something that I can comfortably do, because one, my life and the life of the person in the car, and I wouldn't do it. So I wouldn't have gone there if I didn't have a Cybertruck on self-driving. It was beautiful. I could relax, hit the button, talk with my granddaughter as we're driving the back roads after the cooking class, throughout the day, just using hitting the button. It was crazy. It was so good. And I even went and drove one yesterday at the dealership. And it's just, man, you're just relaxing, enjoying the freedom of driving. Still get to your destination. Not worried about somebody cutting me off or not seeing a car. All I did was let the technology give me the freedom to enjoy the ride. It's kind of like when I have a conversation with you, I'm focused on what you're saying, not thinking about anything else, like what am I going to say next or anything, because we have 12 to 60,000 thoughts that go through us. If you're not focused on being present, you're not getting the most freedom out of that conversation. So you can't wait for a perfect clarity. You must coach yourself forward. Do the thing despite the fear. Having courage matters. It matters. I used to be afraid to speak up, afraid to speak in public, afraid to ask a question. But the more you do something, the better you get. When I did the first podcast, didn't know what the heck I was doing. The more reps, you get better. So keep getting better. Keep challenging yourself. Let me see here. Socialize the journey. We talk about the school community. Scan the QR code, receive the $400 gift from myself to you. Join the community. Introduce yourself. Be around like-minded people. And it matters. Who you surround yourself matters. You can be in a safe community, because if you're not nice, I'm going to kick you out. So be nice, honor other people, respect other people, challenge, share. We're a lot of times afraid to tell people what our dreams are because we feel that they'll judge us. What are you doing that for? You can't do that. So we get smaller, or we'll say, I just wanted this, something I know I can achieve. So I just have a little goal. Big goals, challenge yourself. Like Dr. Benjamin Hardy, scaling, I think it's on the back. I can't even turn around, but it's back there. Now you can't see it. I blurred it out. But scaling is something about scaling. You think big. I mean, really big. Set your goals so high, you got to figure out how to get it. So don't set reasonable goals. Set what you think is unobtainable, then figure it out. And do it with a community of people who are doing the same. Success is not a solo sport. You can't do it alone. The strategy, build a mastermind, start a running club, a meetup, be a part of Growth Day, be a part of school community. Don't just join groups, assemble them, participate, learn to socialize. We rise together. Community is the secret sauce of the high performers. That's why Growth Day is so critical to you growing your business. Join Growth Day. Then when you join our school community, Be around like-minded people. Challenge yourself. Have those big, big goals and be supported and share with people that'll say, go for it, encourage you, challenge you, hold you accountable. You can always be coached by myself or a high-performance coach. And I recommend it. I went a year with coaching. Now I'm looking for a specific coach, but I went a whole year of high-performance coaching, whole year. Mark Matthews is a high-performance coach, wonderful person, just kept taking me to the next level. 6 months of a person who has his PhD in human behavior, is a high-performance coach, and he's somebody that would would activate that transformation. And you can too. Together, you're better being coached. Now, everybody needs a coach, not just one, 2, or 3. My friend Deborah Morton has 3. That's why she's at a high level, because she realized that investing in herself matters. And you, when you're in the school community, the free part, then you want to activate the builder part and you want to move faster, you have an option. And it's even a low-cost option, $97 a month. If you can't afford $97 a month on investing in yourself, you're not serious about taking it to another level. Then if you want to go faster, there's a silver plan that we give you 10x plus. Our team, Trexa, Orlando, the community, myself, high-performance people that are going to help you, because we can't always see what we can accomplish by ourselves. We've programmed ourselves to think, just little goals. Just need to get 10% better. I need to just grow my business by 10%, maybe 300%. Then you have to figure out how to get there. Both through intentional personal growth day. Let me see if I can put this up on here. Hold on here. I know I can. Yes. You want to try it. Let me take this off so it's a little. You can go to pkane.me/growth day. You can try it for 7 days. If you try it, I'm going to give you a gift. If you decide you want to continue, you get a bunch of value, a bunch of gifts. Because I want the journey of 1,000 miles starts with you, your personal growth, your commitment to personal growth. And let me go back here. Okay. The pillars 1 and 2, fuel and monetization. You've got to create demand, which is leads. That's the lifeblood of your business. Requires a calling the shots, running and launching faithfully over and over again. If you're not creating demand, then your business won't survive. You might as well do it as a hobby and just have fun doing it. But don't think that if you don't create demand, you won't create cash flow, which you have to have a cash flow. It requires courageous action, making the offer, setting the deadline. If you do this and you're asking, you're pitching, you're out there generating value first, then you can pitch. Value first. Give people more than they think. And then when they want to move faster, they're going to invest in you and yourself. And that's the way we do it. So you want to move faster? It's possible. Hire a coach. Invest in yourself. Okay. The third pillar, the school community. That's the environment. Where we socialize the journey becomes a business model. Building an environment where members support each other creates sustainable freedom for the latter. Join our school community. Scan the QR code, upper left hand, and you can get $400 worth of value, $400 of the High Performance Habits Mastery 12-module course, and Freedom with Journaling course, $97 course. $400 gift to you. The cycle continues. There's no permanent finish line. The door to opportunity will open. The dragon will ascend again. There'll be chaos in your life. If you think there's no chaos, then you're in the comfort zone and you're not going to have that brighter future. You're not going to have that brighter future of yourself. Don't wait for disruption to end. Center yourself now. Call the shots. The journey starts today. Okay, you can join our school community. Go to pkane.me/school or scan the QR code right above my head. I look forward to the journey with you. I look forward to meeting you in the school community. If you'd like to be a guest on my podcast, just go to pkane.me. I will introduce you to our community. I'll get to know you better and see how I can connect you with the right people you need to meet. The future is bright. Take action. Join and lean into your freedoms. Oops, I think something must have happened here. Didn't happen on LinkedIn. I don't know how that. LinkedIn's crazy. It's going through some changes. But anyway, that's a side thing. We have the storm today. That's a distraction. Stay focused. Join the school community. Invest in yourself. Have a brighter future. The future is bright.